Sanitation.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens, ordinary citizens, ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important. So I want to take.
We have sufficient evidence to call the act at the Capitol an act of arson. As part of our investigative analysis, the electrical system at the Capitol building was duly assessed, and it has an automatic circuit breaker that should trip internally when there is a major short in the building that could lead to fire. Up to the time that the building was powered into the building, which is an indicator that it could not have been a short that caused that particular fire. We also observed from the investigation that the smoke from the fire is consistent with that of an accelerant, a heavy, thick black smoke that we also coming from the Capitol building on that day. The color of the flame of the fire as well is also consistent with that of an accelerant as well.
The police may burn up on the case. The police did not do well. Send the Eastern and the North police are being on that ground. That money, if I were the police director and the fire outbreak, I will barricade the entire place. If you call water seller inside, I will arrest them. And march everybody to the police station, police headquarters, and confront every single person that, including the police that are there, the private security that are there, the workers are there, and everybody. Then I launch search in the entire building. In every representative offices, I'll launch search. You're not there, you're there. I'll make sure representative be standing there, the speaker be standing there, will bust your door and enter. Make sure we run search.
Why will you do that from a security perspective?
Because I want to establish a critical investigation that Liberian people should get resolved. Because if the result will be positive that it is short circuit by current that brought the fire outbreak in the Capitol building. Electricians will tell us.
The reactionary individual used by state capital represent the oppressor as a benevolent liberator. Today, people look at a reactionary worker that disputes the masses of this country. People look at a reactionary Rachel Coon. People look at a reactionary Jeremiah Coon and celebrate them as heroes and verify the struggle of the Student Integration Party for 54 years. If they couldn't make for a struggle, then the Baga could now be around the executive mansion president of this country. Today, a sleeping, walking president, you raise up his hands and go to the ballot and be voted for, and you come back and castigate and demonize the struggle against the student. We challenge the United Party and a so-called propaganda mercenary to a policy debate. It's a challenge to any star of the United Party. The Final Party challenge you to a policy debate. If you think we are not intellectual, come and face us intellectually, and we'll bury you and your regime face down. Don't expect the United Party that control propaganda mercenary in this country to celebrate you as a liberator. You are not. To one that I'm going to say my panya or my pina or what can I get? The Final Party is here. To one that I'm going to say my panya or my pina or what can I get? To one that I'm going to say my panya or my pina or what can I get? The Final Party is here. Prepare. What your thought with fire in your belly and tears in your head to confront any reactionary posture that will be exhibited by you.
Reactionary tendency. Tatumu. Zayo. Tete people, Zayo. 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 Reactionary tendency. Tatumu. Zayo. Tete people, Zayo.
Today, we are citizens, ordinary citizens, ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to. Be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor peace and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
There's uneasy atmosphere within the Liberia National Police hierarchy. Too many questions have been asked. Then the police thought they had given a full understanding of the investigation from the fire incident on December 18. It seems it is a normal situation in Liberia. Now, truck drivers killed at will. Yesterday, they condemned the Congress of Democratic Change government. They said they're awful. They insulted former President Weah, insulted his wife, insulted all his family members. They said that he was using the police to confiscate struggling trader goods and take it onto themselves. Today, they are even doing it beyond what they condemn. It's another day, people. Let me say thank you so very kindly that you join us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 9th day of January 2025. A culture we find ourselves in, mystery and typical, everything upside down, just twisted. But we aren't deterred, but determined to talk about those issues as they unfold. The politicians of the day, these status quo politicians, would not like it, even the president himself, but they are forced to hear it. This country is for all of us. So let's have a wonderful time together in Foley. And we've given you 10,000 today. Please start playing the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving you 10,000. Play the 3 Wise Men jackpot. The code is *799 *100 hatch. That's all. And you can have 10,000 Liberian dollars for yourself on the show this afternoon. Just play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you win for yourself. You can get in your pocket, your purse, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Start playing now. Before we can reach the halfway mark of the show, we must have given you your 10,000 and 10,000 and 10,000 and 10,000. Good afternoon. Those of you who have come on from wherever you are, if you are out of the country as per your time zone, let me say hi to you. We've got the issues to talk about in this mystery culture. Good to see you all. Let's start with this thing that is becoming, if it is not normal, it is becoming normal. It is dreadful. It is reckless. It has to stop. the police cannot be relied on, because those who are in the traffic called traffic police officers are only there with one intent to get the $20, $50, $100 liberty from the drivers. The truck drivers, those who drive heavy duty trucks, have killed hundreds of Liberians and foreigners, and nothing has happened as deterrent. It has become, or it is becoming, the normal in this country. I can only urge those of you who are drivers, riding or driving taxi, keke, motorbikes, to be careful. Be mindful. If you see them coming, get off the road. They are reckless, they are evil, they are diabolical, they are inhumane. Why all these descriptions for them? Because we have seen it over time. They take advantage of the road because of their size. They will not think that they are in the midst of human beings. They are human beings themselves. They got those people who are moving, or they are moving amongst with such a huge lorry or truck, got families as they have. They wouldn't think that way. They are excited. They feel more relaxed because they're in a truck. And so they feel they should move with those who are in ahead of them must get off the road. If they can get off the road, whether taxi, bike, or keke, they will crush them. And so every part of this country, these truck drivers, they are killing the people of this country. The police is aware, but the police has no solution whatsoever. Once it is beyond the police, you want to be very careful with your life. They've killed civilians, they've killed people in almost every part of this country, from the highway to the city. These truck drivers would drive recklessly, carelessly. They value no life whatsoever. They feel it is their right, the role is theirs, and they are the only ones to ply the role as they want to, because they are in huge truck. We've heard of the incident yesterday, the truck driver that ran over, mash, or if I say smash, probably you will not understand it good. You think you just hit him or what. But let me use this description. I think it suits the situation. He was matched beyond recognition by the truck driver. When the guys attempted coming in, and they came with the intent of setting the truck ablaze. Why it is true that we do not support that. Nobody wants that. But listen, sometimes it becomes right for the people to go amok. Because when something which is wrong, and the society or the people who control society, called the law enforcers, allow it to become the normal, then the people take the law onto themselves. We heard the situation at 72nd. They stole bike, 2 guys. And you know the reason they beat them broad day, they killed them broad day, because the people are tired. Too many people got victimized. Until the police can put a mechanism in place, these truck drivers will continue to kill people. And if they move on the truck and set that truck ablaze, I wouldn't have any problem. We were told that the truck driver escaped. He ran away. Why did he run away? Because had those guys gotten hold of him, they would have burned him the same way. He smashed that boy. Imagine what his family is going through right now. And when these guys do these things, when they go on killing, nothing comes of it. Nothing. Either it is a company truck or some kind of top business person who owns it, an oil tycoon, or whatever the status, they can easily reach a compromise with the police by saying, sorry, we'll talk to the family, and that is the end. I am reaching the point to be supportive, whether you like it or not, because those people, you're taking away life. You don't want anybody to cause any havoc or to retaliate, but you're not putting mechanism in place to avoid people being killed by those truck drivers. So when the community members come out to chase the driver, and if they can't get the driver, they set the car ablaze or the truck ablaze, they are right. Let's stop being too sycophantic in this country. They are right. Because it is becoming the normal now. The next thing you see these guys doing, those who drive container trucks, please, I hope that you're playing the King's Cash giveaway. We got your 10,000 Liberian dollars to give you. If you can, then it's up to you. Just dial *799 and *100#, put in just 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and that's all. You got your 10,000 Liberian dollars. Play as much as you can play, as many times as you can play, and you're going to get 10,000 and another 10,000, another 10,000, and who knows, you could get up to 30,000. We are in the 9th day of January. It's still the hard month. We got several days to go. 31 days this month. So you know how many days lies ahead of us. The next group, those who drive container trucks. Apart from those guys who take sand from one place to another, crush rocks and other things, they transport from one end to another. These guys who drive container trucks, taking goods from one end to another, the cement truck drivers, when the truck develop a problem, they leave it right on the road. And they will have no time to put any reflector there. And car, keke, bag, taxi driver, they run into it. The Somalia Drive area, which this happened most often, what did the police say? The police, when that road was dedicated, the police said absolutely no truck, no container truck will park on the road because the road is small. The road isn't sizable enough, does not have sidewalk. But what happened? The police said it yesterday, the people will park their trucks on the road and the police will do nothing about it. They will leave it in the evening, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9:30. They will leave the truck on the road, put no reflector there and go. Too many people have died from that. The police will have to do something. If the police cannot put a mechanism in place, then the police telling the people to retaliate. Another reason I think that people do this, they have ritual intent. This world we are living in is not 100% normal. Everybody isn't normal. There are people who are normal, there are people who are abnormal. Abnormality means they can do anything to get money. They can do anything to get rich. Some of the business you see around here flourishing, in a twinkling of an eye, in 2-3 months, you see a big building going all the way up It's not for nothing. I'm not saying everybody has that evil intent, but I am saying some of these things, leaving a truck on the road, putting no reflector there whatsoever, there is a purpose, a reason. Sometimes you need to make a sacrifice, and they use this to get their business or whatsoever flourishing. Because when you see the scene, you go there, you think that police going to do something. In no time, the man takes the truck from there. But I thought the truck broke down. We've seen it. Those of you who are out of Liberia, you may not know. We see it. In the morning, the police go to the place. The owner comes and just take the police on the side. They talk, and then you hear the police say, "Oh, we're doing this. This truck here will be confiscated. We're taking it to the police station." My man, take the truck. Let's go. The driver gets in the car. They're gone, and that's the end. The family will only take that body and go and bury it. The family have never ever. Why it is true that you can buy, you can pay money for a dead body. Money can bring a dead person back, but a good compensation will not go to the family. These guys will go their way. If this continues and the people move out to retaliate, they are right. Your police officers, riot police, you're trying to regulate. Look at the traffic. Look at the traffic. The traffic runs itself. You look at the police people, they only after how many dollars they can get from the keke, the bikes, the taxi driver. Sometimes, or most often when you're experiencing traffic jam, it's caused by nobody but the police officers themselves, the traffic police officers, because the man stands in front of the car and telling the driver to give his lesson. Why the other vehicles are behind? That police officer does not want to know whether there is an emergency, whether somebody is in a car and in critical condition, is being rushed to hospital. But the police officer is standing in front the car, demanding the driver to give him his key or license, only to arrive at receiving $20, $30, or 100 liberty. Some of the traffic jams, or most often the traffic jams, caused by the same police officers. We see it. LMP, you have to be very proactive. You're condemned a lot in the past, and every day will bring it to your attention. You like it or not, you will receive it. That will be doing it for that. Then the next thing is the managing director, the public works minister. The public works minister wasn't singled out. If he was ever singled out in the personality of the year, I think just one or two papers single him out. But the outstanding character was Mo Ali, the managing director of LWSC, Liberia Water and Sewage Corporation. The man brags a lot of what he's doing. Every day he's on Facebook showing things that he's doing. And the people who sitting in their offices or in their car just move, they know what's happening all around. Let me tell you, those things that they said that didn't do, they've come, they're not doing it. Mo Ali said they're doing this, they're doing that. The public works people say they're doing this. Do you know that the streets of Monrovia is dirty and stink? Do you know that Monrovia is filled with defecation? Or we say in Labyrinthine poo-poo? Go on Broad Street. For those of you out of Liberia, you may not know. But those of you who are in the country, you get on Broad Street now. The people sitting, the defecation water is flowing. You can see the defecation itself. And the people sitting around there inhaling that scent. Broad Street and other places. But initially when they came, what did they say? They said, we are left, they said it dirty. They was all over the place. Stockpile, there's all over the place. What are we saying? The same thing is happening. Dikes all over the place. Poo-poo water flowing all over. The city is stink. The public work minister showcasing, More Ali showcasing on Facebook as if Facebook is Liberia. Yet, you go out, you see everywhere. The city is stink. Poo-poo water flowing. Sorry, please accept my bad mannerism. But I just giving you a graphic picture. Poo-poo water flowing all over the place. The place is stink. And they are doing absolutely nothing about it. When they do one thing, then they put it on Facebook. But the meeting yet is said, this is Monrovia, the capital city. No capital city in the world is stink with defecation. No capital city is hold your nose and pass. The country was rescued, but you have stockpile of deaths all over. What happened to Siafa? Siafa got on television when he was appointed by Boakai. He got on television saying all kinds of stuff that we are left the city dirty and stink, and he's doing this, he's doing that. Look what is happening. The man now can hardly talk because things aren't working as the way he thought it was going to be. He didn't know that managing a one-room business institution is different from managing a whole country. Now the placing over the Monrovia City Corporation. When Jefferson Koji used to talk about the technical constraints that he was faced with, the impediments he had, not that he did not have the vision, he had the vision, he wanted to do a lot more apart from what he did, but he had constraints along the way. They said Jefferson Koji was the bluff boss city mayor. He would wear tie. He would wear all of the ties, the color of ties in the world, the best of all coat suits. That's how they will refer to Jefferson Koji. Now CFR comes there. CFR is doing absolutely nothing. We can't see anything happening. Everything is at a standstill. But I thought that he said that he was going to change things in a couple of months. We're gone 1 year. Going into 1 year, 1 month. The streets are dirty. The same thing. Nothing has changed on a CFR. Nothing has changed on a Boakai. So why do you condemn now? You must firstly have the vision to change. And when you come in, you start to do it. You hit the ground running first. That's how it works. But nothing of such. Let's continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. Time is of the essence. We've got 10,000. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. All right. Let's have your say on this first, then I move to the next thing. But I think let me combine it. Let me join the two together. Then we move to the former Finance and Development Planning Minister position. Okay, let's take a few calls as quickly as we can. Then we'll move to the next. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Senator.
Yeah, let's hear you quick. Just a few calls. Let's hear you.
Yeah, quickly to the issue, Andrew. You know, for me, I was once a motorboat driver, St. Andrew, but what caused me today to stay away from bad driving is because of our leaders told us to the people. Can you imagine saying we live in a country where nobody cares?
But you're riding keke.
I was riding back before. I was a bad driver, Sam.
Yeah, but what you riding on keke?
No, not for nothing. I don't do nothing because I decided to stay away from bad.
All right.
Because now our leaders told us to the country, and we got the book another president, who don't care for us, Sam Andrew. Can you imagine people when you on the back? When the people coming behind you, when they coming after you, Sam Andrew, So viewers say you can run away viewers say can you imagine because
But
nobody ready to have us.
But in the same vein, you guys, well, most of you guys back riders, though you aren't riding back again, but most of the back riders, from what we see, they are reckless too. They turn anyway, they jump on the road, they don't use the V mirrors. They too are just reckless.
You know, same as you see, we used to go for workshop. We always used to go for workshop, but still the government is the government to go for. No workshop, nothing working. We are not wait for workshop. So same day that we still take over, we go for workshop. And by the before you know these safety rules, you have to go for workshop.
All right. Okay, Sabu Rasta. All right, sir. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Philip Samba from Upper Tower.
Let's hear you, Philip.
Brother Sam, let's be realistic.
You are a back rider. Wait now.
But
you back rider, keke or taxi driver?
I said the truck drivers, although the motorcyclists are reckless, for those guys, at least Upper Carway, I know what I'm talking about. But better those guys, when you see that the way they run on this narrow road, you'll be afraid. And the funny thing about it today, just imagine they run the motorcyclists and they open the road today. Just imagine police got to intervene. The truck drivers block the road that the motorcyclists will not pass because they are burning their truck. You see the nonsense we found ourselves in this country? You see the nonsense we found ourselves in this country, my brother? If the government is controlling people to you, and those truck drivers, they can't even to fight the motorcyclists. Let them stop. What they are doing, let them stop. If they are here, let them stop. Because we don't want those guys to get on rampage. They have their truck. We don't want those guys to burn down their truck. And what they are doing, my brother, they are killing people so much on this road. And those guys can run too much, very reckless. Come on, let me realistic. They smoke, go to their parking lot. They get take that area there, around 10 feet, where they can smoke the grass, smoke, drink liquor. Just imagine.
You've gone there to see them smoking and drinking?
Yes.
Okay, Chief. Thank you. Okay.
Just imagine. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, the man can smoke and drink, but that's the right now. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear you. You want to speak louder?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Masimo, and my journey from people community. I'm a member of the National Progressive Action Movement Liberia, the movement of the 2029. Thank you, sir, to this evening or this afternoon for the extended deliberation on the many topics that have been, set to the people to educate them. You see, what happening? I'm a living witness. For example, one of the brothers just mentioned the Carway Rule, one of the areas that is being very, very much risky when it comes to the driving of the truck. You know, if you are in care, get on that road. Andrew, if you guys coming, if you don't go on the side, they will jam me up. They don't even want to know. They will run with speed, whether the traffic is blocked or not. The guys are reckless, and this is the reason why many times you see that when they involve in the accident, the angry crowd will rush on them and put the truck on fire because they that driving is it's kind of a reckless. So just want to advise the police to do a professional work rather than they be chasing behind $20, $50. So far, these are some of the things that when you the government that is not responsible for the citizens, only after themselves, these are some of the results because the police have not been properly taken care of. So they are looking for that susu card every day. They are not focusing on how the people can be safe. They are not thinking about the safety of the citizens, but only thinking about their pocket change. Thank you, sir, this evening for the following the time.
Thank you so much, too. Good to have you on. Have a nice Thursday. All right. So thank you for spicing it up. I've just started to get few of you. We've now moved to the next pointer. Well, yesterday the police had a news conference. We'll continue to talk about that because the police left too many questions, too many suspicions. And I am convinced that they will just get some people, put them in jail for a longer period because the political leader told them that he needed resort, and they have to appease or satisfy the political leader. They failed to do the needful. They compromised the entire investigation. They show negligence on their part, and they try to shield themselves, protect their own, the same thing they did in Kinjal. They're doing it. I am referring to the Liberia National Police. That report or press conference the police director gave yesterday will not just go down. Nobody in their rational self can accept what the police director did. Certainly not. There are too many contradictions. Except the police would say that it is political and they need somebody or they need people that will be used as sacrificial lamb to give the impression that somebody set the building ablaze, and therefore they are facing the full weight of the law, and the president is appeased. If I were the police or the team that was constituted to do that, we would say, sorry, this is negligence by us, and let's take full responsibility as government. The police had taken siege of that place. That was a no-go zone for anybody except the majority lawmakers. We saw and we are aware, and the whole world knows, that the police prevented minority lawmakers or those who are loyal to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Fonati Kofa, and they will protect, allow in and out access to the majority bloc. Beyond that, they were sleeping day and night at that building. And this country does not have the sophistication. This country, the people are afraid. They will not see armed police person or persons and move in. I know this country. We just get be more. But once armed people are around, nobody can fend around that area. They took siege. The first thing they needed to have done was, if they are true investigators or security people, the first thing you would do, won't you cordon off the area? Meaning, the scene has been tampered with, and you want to get to the bottom of it, so nobody will go in, nobody will come out. You allow senators, representatives going in their office, people moving in and out, your police officers there. You didn't do anything. You took the president and carried the president the same scene. And they had program there. It was where Mr. President said people did it. This is hooliganism. They will be punished under the law. If you have a president saying that, what do you expect of the investigators? What do you expect of the Liberia National Police? What do you expect of the fire service? The politician, the lead politician in the country, who is the president, goes to the place, makes a political or issues a political statement. What you expect from the police director and the fire service person, you think they're going to go against the wish of the president or what the president said? You think they're going to be pure security enough to say, no, this thing was a negligence? They would not. Not at all. They took the president there. They risked the president's life. Doesn't it raise suspicion? Listen, the scene was a crime scene. It wasn't a merry-making place. It wasn't a political gathering that the president needed to go and speak. It was a place between life and death. Fire caught the place. Whether one room, whether the fire was tense or not, it becomes a crime scene to be cordoned off, to get to the cause of the fire. If somebody set that place up, assume that somebody set the fire in the building. If the person is sophisticated, as we see in movies and other places, would they not set it in from one room to another? If they truly intend to set that place ablaze, would they not have set it in various places that will bring the entire building down? Moreover, you said that the place was a crime scene and you carried Mr. President there. You sat Mr. President in a place. All the politicians, the entire government went there, sitting on the ground in the compound where you called the crime scene. Refuse to cordon off that place, and you think that we will believe that truly somebody set that place ablaze when you refuse to cordon off the place. You refuse to have it protected. You allow Mr. President to go there, and you're sat down there and you have program there. It was where Mr. President said that somebody did this act and will get the person, and hooliganism will not be tolerated in this country. We will build this country. So why if something now, let's assume that the building still had things in it and they start popping up, blasting here and there. And then Mr. President is affected. So when they say that we're talking about somebody, oh, come on, man. The police know what happened. You allow Mr. President to make a political statement to the place. Mr. President finished. The police said, the fire service said in 1 week. How is it possible the magnitude of that place to be finished with investigation 1 week when the police do not have any sophistication here? The police is empty. The fire service is empty. Even to put fire off in this place, it's difficult for the fire service, least to say that kind of thing to be investigated. Initially, the police said that they were bringing in experts from abroad to help them in the investigation. Why did they reach at that point? Because they know that they don't have the sophistication. I am convinced that the police will just get people who will lie on people, take them to jail, probably for several years, and their families will just cry and cry and cry and cry until they can cry no more. Well, I think we're going to see Representative Francis Afoko going to jail. I don't know his position right now. We're going to see the speaker, because they called the speaker, they called Representative Francis Afoko. They said Representative Francis Afoko said he will burn the building. Listen, that to tell you that the police, we don't have investigators in this country. The thing was purely political. They were looking for a scapegoat. So let's assume that Representative Francis Afoko in 2009 say, I will burn the building. Fast forward, check from 2009 to this time. Then you will go, somebody say, oh, Representative Francis Afoko say he will burn the building. Then the police hung on that. It was not the police. It wasn't the police. That all of these things, you see, the man's press conference, you could tell. Look at the man's press countenance. You could tell that the man really did not know. He was just trying to prep up things. It was people. When people started saying, Representative Francis Afoko said you will burn the building. Representative Francis Afoko said you will burn the building. That's when the police took hold of that and invited him as person of interest. Somebody came out and said the speaker wrote on his Facebook page, Alamo. And the argument was, why did he take it down if he did not mean anything evil? So because the police heard the arguments around, why did he take it down? They took hold of that too. They invited him. Isn't that what led the police to say they have evidence? Yesterday, why the evidence? We stay asking, we want to know. That evidence must be explained. Moreover, the names of those people. Why, if you know truly that you did an independent, deep political investigation, that means the investigation is void of political sentiment. You will call the name, as we have seen. You people are not dealing with North Scots. You're dealing with educated people. We've seen this thing all around. Liberia is not the only country with this thing that has happened. It is not the first time it's happening on the earth that we know we need to know. We've seen it all around. When you reach at this point, you call names because you say you have evidence. Evidence meaning that you are convinced, you know the people who did it, so you say persons of interest, they should turn themselves in. You can never ever say they should turn themselves in when they ain't turn themselves in, you will go after them. No, you tell them, you call the name XYZ, PQR, ZQZ. You turn yourself in, will give you this ultimatum. That's what you do. But telling the people, saying that if you come, we'll go for you, is political. It's pure political. You won't call name. So people should go secretly. Then you do investigation on the ground. Then you say, oh, my man, okay, they went this way. They will call you in as person of interest. But however, we have not found anything yet. You can go. They don't want to, they try to avoid. They try to avoid creating tension. The police, on the other hand, tries to play the smart. They want to avoid tension. Tension will arise when the police director or whoever start calling names. And they know that names that constitute that list that they have are politicians, lawmakers, people from the other side. Moreover, you're not going to take them immediately and send them to jail. You have to go, because Mr. President said the law, he said they have to be prosecuted under the law. So you have to take the evidence to the court. And you're not just going to the court because you think that they burned Capitol building. You're going with prima facie evidence. It's not going to be something hasty, except that you use the political might to put them in South Beach, they're there while the case is pending. Then what happened? Tension going to come. So I can see why the police director will say, we've contacted them. And they hear the names from the public. They try to avoid tension because those they contacted amongst those people, I am convinced politicians are among them, lawmakers are among them. And we already know one of the persons or two of the persons, the police director, he announced it in his first press conference. We have it. He is a public figure. When he's speaking, the whole world listens to him, records him. His first press conference, he said, he called name. And everybody heard that. And most part of the government said that it was Frank Safoko because he said he would burn the building, even though Frank Safoko said he will burn the session down, which is a figurative expression for a high degree of intellectualism. It's just like saying we're going to the studio, we're moving to discuss XYZ issue on King's FM. We'll turn the studio upside down. We'll stir up the studio. It's different from saying, they're not saying we're going to burn the studio. They're saying that the conversation will be heated. It will go to a dimension intellectually that if you aren't strong, then the opponent can make it. And we've seen that all over. In this country, out of this country, we're seeing it all over. And listen to the tape. He said, we'll burn the session down. So we know Representative Francis Afoko, so he on that list. So why can't the police tell us that these are the people on the list? Francis Afoko, the speaker, J. Fonati Kofa, this person, that person. We will remind you every day, you bring the names up. It's wrong, it's political to say that you contacted them, it's on security, that they should come and report themselves. You can't treat that. It is an infringement. You put them in harm's way. I can agree that you try to avoid tension, but the way you're doing it, you're also putting them in harm's way. Because some of your people already know these people. The investigators, they know these people. And so you contacted them. It is not Gregory Coleman alone that knows these people. All of the people around him, they are aware. He only took on the responsibility as police director to do the explanation. So you know what's going to happen there? Or they refuse. Probably one of the reasons, again, they refuse to call the people names to make it public. They think that if they call names, they will run away. They will leave the country surreptitiously. Probably that's another reason. But I don't think those people will run away. If you call the names, the country will even help you if they realize or they suspect anyone attempting to escape. You owe it, Gregory Coleman. The government owe it to the people. Let the people know this thing is a serious thing. If it is negligence, the country ought to know. If it was arson, as you say, arson, and arson is doing it intentionally, carrying out an act of such nature intentionally, premeditated and executed according to the plan. So you want to make it known. The people, let us know. So every day we'll remind you, this one will not stop. It will not be the normal thing, people. You just come with X, Y, Z. We talk about it for a few hours, then we leave it. Every day, we'll remind you, Gregory Coleman. And look what he did to the fire service guy yesterday. I saw that yesterday. It's good that AB highlighted it. And the guy, listen, yeah. Gregory Coleman wants to be over everything. I agree that you people are John security. But that thing, that fire incident, and the fire service took responsibility to investigate. It wasn't the police, the Liberia National Police, that told us the investigation was going to be conducted in a week's time. It was the fire service boss. 1 week. And we questioned that because the duration is short. Given that we have no expert to look into to help with such, and the time is short, what extra they needed to have done in terms of their capacity in 1 week, or they would have done. The press conference yesterday, the man didn't allow the man to speak much. I think the man spoke for less than a minute. You heard AB last night, he highlighted it. That's true. You'll go back to the press, the stuff. I think it was during the question and answer period. Who in other country, who will preside over that press conference? The fire people. The fire people. But you know how they see the fire people in this country? Only for putting off fire. And I can blame the people too. Because that's how fire service position itself. Investigation goes by specialty. They did not call the fire service on December 17th to spray the people, to put fire off. But instead, the police were there beating people. They were barricading. They were avoiding people. Why were they doing that? That's their responsibility. The next day was Wednesday, the 18th. The place is on fire. Did the police calling? The police wasn't calling. Fire service. Now, who has the responsibility to begin the investigation? Fire service. So who should have presided over that press conference? The fire service boss. Instead, Gregory Coleman took hold of it because he wants to please the president. There is uneasiness. To close, as I started, there is uneasiness amongst or within the hierarchy of how this whole thing is going. There's uneasiness, yes, of how this whole thing is going. Certain people not too comfortable about what to do. All right. Oh yeah, certain people they're not too comfortable with how things are going. The entire the investigation was compromised. Nothing extra in it. Everything, that press conference was not a security briefing. It was a political briefing. You're listening to it. Gregory Coleman, you're talking to educated people. You have to be careful when you're about to face the press. I think sometimes you just need to read from a prepared text instead of going extempo. Because I've come to know that when you go extempo, you're always making too many mistakes. You always leaving questions than conviction. Yes. So you prepare like what the people do in other countries. They do a full write out. Why? Because of the nature of that identical situation. They want to be exact. They want to be as scientific as they can. They want to avoid any suspicion. They want to avoid people placing or questioning their report. So they will do a full write out, and it will go through everybody constituting that investigation. They will rehearse it. They will look at it where they need to make certain changes. They'll do it. Everybody will review it, and everybody will be convinced. And that person who is designated, that person will read that statement as it is. They will not go extempo. If need be, they will not take questions. But not that they will not take questions at all. But at that point in time, given that, like what the police director said, that they stay investigating. So a real investigator or investigators, they will not take question the first. No. Because the reason they can avoid receiving questions, they might likely say something that will create another eye opener suspiciously. So they will do the briefing, feed them with the bits and pieces of info they have, and then they avoid questions. The last briefing is when they will move now to accept question, because that's a final briefing. That's a final, like the police director said yesterday. So we will continue to remind you, Chief. Every day we'll talk about it. Every day. It borders on people's character, their reputation, their credibility, their job, their life. We want to know those persons of interest. At first, you said persons of interest. It's still person of interest. The first press conference, the police director said persons of interest. The second press conference, persons of interest. When will it leave from persons of interest to accused? When will it leave from persons of interest to accused? And then process for prosecution. Is it the last press conference that he will avoid the expression persons of interest to accused? That press conference on yesterday, So you are going to accuse because he said you have the names. You contacted the people, you have evidence. They must turn themselves in. So in no presence of interest again. Presence of interest means you go in voluntarily. You are not charged, you are not accused, nothing against you. You just heard one or two things. Then you call the person in to clarify and say, oh, we heard X, Y, Z. Is it true? The person goes in and says, no, what you heard is not true. I know nothing about that. In fact, I wasn't around. I was not in the country. So the information they give you is misleading. And they look at all of their records about the person and say, okay, yes, go. But if you reach the point that you will say that you have evidence, the evidence is weighted enough, and based on that, you've contacted them, and they need to turn themselves in. If they don't turn themselves in, they will be arrested. You know, when you reach the point to arrest, means you have all of your facts available. You are convinced that these are the people, or this is the person who did it. And now, since he's resistive of showing up, the law is moving with him or for him with force. Yes. So why did he arrive? If they are persons of interest, the first time you said persons of interest, you call names, you told them to go to the police station, they went. Why the second press conference, you stay using the phrase persons of interest. Then you say you contacted them. Then you say if they turn themselves in, you will arrest them. It means you know that they did an act. You are convinced. So why wouldn't you call their names so the nation would know who did the act and they will be prosecuted under the law as your boss man said? Simple as that. Let's stop joking, man. The first group of people that should have been investigated, the first group, if the investigation wasn't political, if they weren't looking for scapegoats, the people who were manning that building, the police officers, did Gregory Coleman talk about his men? The first press conference, did he mention his men? No. The second press conference, did he mention his men? No. Why is he pushing his men, and why is he shielding his men? In any investigation, if something happened at this institution, the first person they will contact who is the security. Everywhere. Who were the security at that place? The police officers who were on guard, manning the place. So why wouldn't Gregory Coleman call all of them as persons of interest and mention them in a report? But he's directing it at politicians, and leaving the police out. It is wrong. It is wrong, man. You don't treat the country like this. You don't treat the countries like this. We beg you. Just accept negligence. That's all. Accept negligence. That it was negligible on the part of the people. That's all. There ain't no wrong with it. No crime there. You don't try to appease Mr. President. We have to stop this patronage politics. The security people stand up, look in the face of the president and say this was negligence. The government takes responsibility and put mechanism in place so that it doesn't happen. You compromise the scene. You refuse to call it off the scene. You can see it. You can see your colleagues in regional countries and other places around the world. When something happens, they call off that scene. That means nobody will go there. Nobody. Everybody who, at that time, they find there, they will take hold of them and put them in protective custody. That means they're going to jail there. They'll just be there to protect them while they're trying to find out. But that place, nobody will go there. They will put the stuff around that place. But you allow people to come from north, east, west, south of Capitol building. Your armed people seeing people going in, allowing people going in and out, lawmakers and going in and out. You don't stop anybody. The fact that the crime scene was not calling off, it wasn't a crime scene any longer. It was the normal scene. So what you did to carry Mr. President there to make a political statement is to say, let's try to find somebody and use somebody as the sacrificial lamb and suffocate that person in jail. And we have to stop these lies. It is one of the things that brought the war in this country. They lied on people. People used power. People felt that they had the power. They felt that they had the authority. They could just do what they felt was necessary to do. And people kept grudge. People kept it for years. When the opportunity came, they took advantage of it. Let's be careful. Let's be honest. We are in a new dispensation. Let it be a time that we will accept our negligence in this country. Let it be a time when something happened, we look in the face of Mr. President advisedly and say, Mr. President, this wasn't an arson. This was a pure negligence. Let's start setting a real bold-faced standard. That alone will serve as a deterrent. Let's stop scapegoating. It hasn't helped this country. It will never help this country. The very security people should even investigate themselves consciously. Why in the world a country will take their president to a building that got fire, allow him to sit there together with the vice president, the pro tem and other people? They will never ever do it because they know from security standpoint it's possible that something could blast from over there, and before they can move to protect Mr. President, something happened. People on the ground. The people themselves, they just say they're using the word security, but they're not security minded. You carry Mr. President on the scene. Here, a vice president is sitting down there for almost 1 hour. They're lecturing, their back turned to the building. That just go helping this country, man. Y'all go. Y'all take the people. Y'all just want to lie on certain people and put them in long period of jail. That's all. That's all. So we know the first two. So Representative Francis Afoko, I'm calling your name because the police director called you in. The speaker, we know the other people, they call their names. The one that they divulged to the public, that the names were moving away. So Representative Francis Afoko, and you saw how the people went for Francis Afoko. Persons of interest of the Pokia, 2 arm pickup full to the main house. Then that kind of man at this point in time, man, Francis Afoko just start getting ready. Yeah? I show the people contacted you. I show. Let me see as what I can reach out. The people contacted you. Yeah. The people first, they said you are a person of interest. Later on, they release you. They say you should go. So with this now, you think you're not one of those? I sure they contacted you. I sure because the police director said persons of interest. They say, and you are one of the persons of interest. So I sure they must have contacted you, Representative Francis Afoko. I can please, when you have his number, you please give me. I don't know how I save it. He gave me it. He gave me his number, but how I didn't save it as representative. Yeah, I want to call him. Let me see. I think I should. Yeah, but Chief, I show the people contacted you. You person of interest. The speaker, Bugos, kangaroo. Okay. Jerry Colley, It's not easy. Amen. LRB. All the investigations in your country are political. Political. The president compromises in your care, the president to compromises in your advice, man. If I were close, I would have said, Mr. President, yes, stay here. Or just issue, you people could have written a statement for the president to, given the nature of it, to read out to the nation. Because when things like this happen, people will expect, if the president doesn't say anything, they say, well, that thing happened, the president ain't talk, we're having the same thing. And they had a year with President Weah. When it happened, say, oh, we are not talking. But Weah was delaying to talk sense and not to talk rubbish that would jeopardize. So they should have written a short statement for Mr. President, void of any political line or political word. That this thing has happened, it has hit the country hard. It's up to the security people. We look up to them to do their investigation and make known their findings. Nobody today will ever be saying Mr. President compromised, saying he made a political statement. Nobody. Because it will be void. You're not going through. Ain't going through. Okay. Yeah. The representative number not going through. It's not easy right now. It's not easy. Yeah. It ain't easy. It's tight. But okay. So let's play the King's Cash giveaway. Let's play. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Okay, let's go now. Let's talk to Jerry Colley. He wants to share his position on this. Good to have you on, Mr. Colley.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that you're monitoring the show. So you followed the police press conference yesterday. When the incident took place, I brought you in and you share your perspective as a security expert. Now, having listened to the police director yesterday, what can you say?
Well, fine. They have not come up with charges against anybody. So we sit down to see who all the bringing charges against. Then we will make our contribution. But I think the fire service director should have been making a report yesterday to the IG because especially he fought fire. He should know what was used in there. He should have presided over the conference and turn the report over to the IG, and IG made a statement to the state. But since IG said there are interests of people who need to turn in, and he did not call the need, so waiting for the need to see. But I said first, those guys who are on duty will be the first suspect and be asking as to how the people enter in there. Okay, the police in charge who were on the ground, the security in charge who were on the ground, they were the first primary suspect, how people entered the Capitol building. So we sit down and see who all will be arrested, and the evidence that the police are gathered, bring it all before we can analyze, and as an expert to make our contribution. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Is it right? Hold on. Is it right to call people as persons of interest, and then you say that you have contacted them to turn themselves in after you gathered all of the evidence, and if they did not turn themselves in, you have them arrested?
Yeah, of course, it's the police right to bring civil rights to the country, right? So if Jerry Colley, were going to be involved, and they said, Jerry, come to the police station, numerous times we write some flyers around, the police call me, I report myself. So if you are involved, and your need is being called, police are contacted based on a professional, they don't want to announce it now until they can testimony for you. The best thing you can do is to go to the police headquarters.
Why it wouldn't be made public? Why you will not announce the name?
Hello?
Why the names?
But for security reasons, that means that you not need to put public on when a crime commit, until you have all of them, you investigate them, and with a linger where you tell the public, Peter was involved into this crime, and so this is how his involvement look like. Then the expert tried to do an analysis. Yeah. I keep saying the police that were on the ground, the security are on the ground. They should even follow who owns the security agency and which one of the block they're supporting.
So now he said, the police director said, if they don't turn themselves in, he will move and arrest them. Should they turn themselves in just by the police command? How they ought to do it?
Yeah, but they can get a lawyer and go to the police with their lawyer. The police doing preliminary investigation in the matter. The police is not concluding the matter. When they have been taking statement from, police made recommendation to the court. That's the police role. And the court will come up with the ruling. And whether they are involved, the court will also involve. The public will go and watch the case. If the police run, the government will lose the case.
You share the police director. You share the police director opinion that was arson.
Shut up.
You shared the police director. You agree with the police director that the Capitol building fire was arson.
That's what he said. I think he's speaking from the chief of fire service. And he's speaking from the chief of fire service because they're not a professional area. So the fire service director, who is professionally trained, may I make a report to the general and joint security chairperson. I think the police, the minister of justice is the chair, and joint security defense is the co-chair. So the police director definitely become chairman in such investigations in the matter. So the report from the fire service, that why he analyzing, telling the public that the plane was set out as by Olson.
All right, Mr. Colley, thank you ever so much for just chipping in. We'll talk as time goes by on this issue. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That's Captain Jerry Colley sharing his thought. Let's turn to you as you continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Yes, 10,000 Liberian dollars we're giving out. Play as many times as you can. Don't get discouraged. You're going to win 10,000. If you play, you'll win 10,000. If you don't play, you're not going to win a dime. Play and you will win. Trust me. Once you are on the show, you are playing on the show, you are playing from wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop it and play. You get your 10,000. 200 Liberian dollars will give you 9,000 Liberian dollars. So you see the excess profit you will have. Let's go to the lines to have your say, and then we move to something else on the show on Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Semaju.
I'm listening to you. Talk.
Yeah, this is Samurai joining you from Point 4 to be exact in Zimbabwe. Yeah, Semaju, now go to the talking. Thank you for the talking point, Semaju. As for me, as a librarian, from the day the thing started, I started my own investigation, and I've come with my conclusion, and I know exactly. You don't need rocket scientists to tell who put in the Capitol building.
Okay, Chief.
Yeah, you don't need rocket scientists. As for me, I know that the security people got on that day. The building was killed by the Liberian National Police.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello, Sir Andrew.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Man Sisi calling from Clarence County General.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for the show. I want to put something to your mind before I go to the issue. They're looking for persons of interest from the RG MOF. Well, year 2022, 2023, you understand? When they're talking about election, nobody can made a statement. President, we are playing a poll in Grand Basoka right before our father house. You were in America, what you told Liberian people that if I come there to Liberia, I will get it removed from there for some poll. I don't want to sit up in front of my father like, in front of my father poll. You understand? And we're saying nothing, what it was, it was about, you know, you don't say it. Because you are saying to him when they play poll right by your father poll. What you say you plan there, you can't move from there. The beginning say that beauty, and the next day, that you generally you are here. It was removed before they will break. It was removed. You understand? So calling for my interest, say they get this, they get that. And that's what they do. They win election. They start putting people. Because I post that kid in the sports trade. And don't think they can bring segment in the sports trade and post that one after one another. If they ask you feel what you got, you feel that so they beat man. And when you for our country, it's so sorry, it's very bad. It's a disaster. They were there at that place. He said for the one guy at that place. They were beating us, Lord, because the capital of Mary. People were protesting, they were beating us. And they protest ground. And they were there 2 hours until they were thinking and can fire up that place. When they put it able to put it into that place, put fire there. And we're saying personal interest.
All right, Sisi.
The police, you were robbed by 3 days. He's not a faster man.
Thank you.
Over there, you pro-suit.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. You want to put your radio off. Cut your radio off.
I'm cutting it off.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, son?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
I cannot call my name now because of security reasons, but I'm completely disappointed. I'm disappointed I was secretive for. Is it true that the law is blind, man? With all the rules and regulations in this country, is this how they want to investigate the fire issue? We are not fools. We know what happened there. How? When you come up with Safokoni and the speaker, are there the security that are held in that place? What is this going on? I only want to appeal to all those that they call, the police call, that they should go for investigation. May they please give their call, if that letter, if that text, may they give it to the radio station to be read out. We want to know how the calling was done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you have a point. That is salient. Very salient point. That's true. That's true. Hello? You are 100% right. Yes.
Hello?
Yes. You are on the air.
Hello?
You are on the air. I'm hearing you.
Okay. Mr. Andrew, how you coming on?
I'm good. I'm good as you are. Thank God Almighty.
Okay, my name is Manny. Yeah, Mr. Andrew. Tonight, you pursuing a lot of people to go for the cover and that other man. When they having to get that man, if I get that chance, they will have that same chance to go for the president job. So you pursuing get that chance. Because they are acting bad to the country now. So you get that chance to go for Mr. Kofa and go for the
no, they're not going. They say they should turn themselves in. They've already, the police director said they contacted them, meaning they told them either by phone, but I showed that phone because when they say contact, they write them for a letter. That phone, they get their phone number. Say we get we you need to come to the police station. If you don't come, then we'll go for you. Yeah.
Well, because they were liar.
Yeah.
I said, they will not stop killing people. Small child will get, they will come out, they will get to liar. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the voice of biggest star in Nigeria from Soviet Bishop. What do we expect from Greg? Greg is an errand boy to the president. And the president has gone earlier making remarks that the capital was burned down by a specific group that he, Mr. President, knows. So what the essence of investigation? What will come from investigation? The investigation was just there to verify what the president said. If there is such, concern of getting or impartial investigation, those guys are going to go for international expert or even local and neutral expert. But you will not get presidential appointed guys to go do investigation when Mr. President already accused any segment of the society. So we are following. We know that the game they are playing is a game of, using the presidency to settle, their personal score with people they got problem with. So we are looking there. We know that they want to use power because they got the police on their side. So, to suffer all innocent people. But there is no sense. Mr. President has, on mind every investigation. So
Thank you.
No fair investigation. So therefore, if they are serious about investigation, they should go on for neutral people. Not
Thank you,
go
sir.
and take the president bag ball in government just a bag ball to the president.
All right,
So
thank you. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is David King, and I do join you from a resident this afternoon. You see, Mr. Andrew, if Gregory would be very sincere to himself, the first person of interest would be Representative Samuel Kuga. Because we were told that the Senate wing security director that night before the fire could get at the place there, he was there that very Tuesday night around 10 o'clock. He went to remove the 2 chairs from the place there to carry to an unknown destination.
Yeah, because it is a mystery. People started wondering how come? How did the chairs from the place there get to City Hall? And let's assume, hold on, my dear brother. Let's intellectualize more. Don't worry, I wouldn't cut you off so soon. Okay. Let's assume that the chairs got burned and they went to the carpenter to produce a new one. It would not have been finished in a very short time. It would have taken days.
A longer time.
So you see, many people will raise that. How come?
The building got burned on Wednesday. Thursday, you had a session to City Hall.
And actually, it can be produced in 1 week. Carpenter can fix it in 1 day, rather.
No. So then you carry the very chair there on Thursday. So if Gregory is very sincere with the investigation, he needs to go for Samuel Koga. He's a person of interest. And you got the chair. Or the chair is a fireproof. Let us know. All right?
The fireproof, yeah.
yeah. Aside from that, the police that were assigned to the Capitol building got 2 separate private security firms watching over that building. So you need to call the people in their person of interest.
Yeah.
And the investigation you start with them.
The investigation is political.
We know that. Yeah, we know what unfolded.
Okay, Chief.
If the president was the president that the entire investigation start to call people names.
Okay, Chief. Thank you.
What you expect of Gregory?
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Hello. You are on the air.
Yeah, I want to take part on the show.
Yeah, you are on the show. You are on Real Talk on Kings FM 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Rebecca calling from the United States, to be precise, Minnesota. Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you. Everybody listening to you in Liberia.
Okay, Papa. Thank you for the show and thank you for the topics, the honor discussion that everybody is saying yesterday. We've been flagging it, we're talking about it. But you know what? It's not strange to me, right? Remember when Gloria Mususka's daughter, the family security in that fence, that even the laser that can climb on the wall can't go up that wall to enter that fence. The little girl got killed in that fence. They left the security. And they were looking for people outside. You understand what I'm saying? And these things are not right at all. Do you understand me? It's not right at all. High security. We saw the security. Like yesterday, exactly what you said today on your show. It's the same thing I said on Goshen and show yesterday. We are in America here. My apartment, one morning I was coming from White Jaw of smoke. The smoke came from the laundry room, and all the smoke, the detector in the apartment went off. They sent everybody outside when the police got here. Everybody went outside. You understand me? And you get baby, you and your baby, everybody went outside, and they told us to go far from the building. And I had the fire service poking into the building to do their investigation to check what caused the smoke, where the smoke coming from. At the end, they found out that it came from the laundry room. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was in Liberia 2 years ago. I remember one night was sleeping, the light went off. My son fall asleep, he forgot to bring the breaker down. When the current came back that night with force, the light bulb that was over my bed, it burst and the flame, that flame came up. I yelled that night. My face blew off. It blew off that day, that money. You understand what I'm saying? So if God will come on, the things said they will do witch hunting, like what you are saying. Because when you're doing this to the people, and the people, they are afraid, they are scared to come out to say something to you. God forbid when something happened that what brought that heavy killing in our country, because people started going after, oh yeah, this happened and this happened, and they were going after family. And we don't want the things to happen. Our children in our country, you people are there. Everybody now opportunity. Even if everybody get an opportunity, they will not take all the Liberians over there and bring them here and leave the land empty. Let them stop what they're doing. We are here, we can't sleep, we worry every day about your business. Let me be very frank with you people on the line. If everybody are listening to me, that the reason why every day you will hear some of us, our voice on the radio, they should stop it. If you said that play, it was, I know I say something, what will you, because that means it's something that link to terrorism, you understand what I'm saying? So there is no way you will take the president and carry the president closer to that place. You understand me? That whole place, all the way to the executive mansion, supposed to be barricaded by the security while they carry on investigation. But I think they were on a Capitol ground. Nobody's stupid here.
All right.
Sorry for my language. And thanks for the show, Papa.
Thanks for calling. Have a nice day. Okay. Hello. Hello? Yeah. Let's take a few calls and then we'll move to something else.
I'm Grace Baker calling from Balancé.
Yeah, please speak louder.
I'm Grace Baker calling from Balancé Estate.
Let's hear you.
Thank you so much for the show. The thing that Joseph Boyka in this country, it is not right. It is not fair. This peace, we have kept this peace, President. We have kept this peace. Our country has been peaceful. It was not bread and butter during 6 years, but at least we were this country was peaceful. We were peaceful in our country. Let Joseph Boyka and his people then please stop. Let them please stop arresting people. Let them please stop harassing peaceful citizens.
Okay, thank you.
There's nowhere that in this country that you were telling me, say, capital building, then the 2 chairs are forced to walk and go to another place. Who took those 2 chairs there? It was from a people fast that took those 2 chairs there. Let them stop what they're doing.
Thank you for calling. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes. Hello. Let's hear you. Your name and where you come from.
This is Mom recording from Civic Bronco. Now, Andrew, they're looking for a person of interest. They're looking at Foucault and things. Then it was Foucault that carried the chairs when they were having their session, or the chairs did not point. The gavel they used, the gavel did not point. That fireproof or it was invisible. Let people stop doing this thing in the country. Gregory come on, a young man, let him stop. The thing they're doing is harming many of us, because one of me. So even get food to eat, I can't get it. But at least my grandchild, who could pay that late child school fee, helping some of us. That other trouble was sensitive and started. The China in peace to be able to help with the home, and then I used to go to a hut. We begging them for president. They shouldn't kill everybody for the one presidency, Andrew. And let God be with you, because you're who are talking. They ask on your body. The Almighty God will continue to guide you. He will protect you and your family. The eyes of the enemy will not see you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much. Have a nice Thursday. All right. Thank you for spicing it all. Okay, this last one, and then we transition. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Happy New Year.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you. This is the first of CDC, Papi Success Keita. This is joining from the Avenue of Honorable Josiah Marine Corps. Let me say thank you ever so much for your conversation this afternoon. Mr. Amzu, I would like to say something concerning capital building matter. On Graduate Kuma have become the director of police, also become the director of fire service. I don't know what one person can occupy two jobs in Baka government. I don't know. Or let me go to the issue of that chair. Why you and my brother looking for this person? That chair was taken away by Lionel Senkoga and the two lawmaker Bonkante, who is James Kohler. James Kohler is the chairman on so-called majority bloc, chairman on rules and order. And in the building of Capitol, and he said by chairman on rules and order administration, all of the administrative activity in control of that building. So at that movement, he authorized the police, that police, no other person allowed to go to that side with the exception of the majority black member and the people for the House of Senate. The House of Senate, we have two different ways to go in our Timor. The House of Senate sat there, he had the head of the security that was protecting the side, was protected by the head of the security for the House of Senate.
Thank you.
On the other side, the security was there and the capital police were posted.
Yeah.
Had a 10-year processor. They took the gear from there and they played God brand and he put in 1.8 million for preparation. I mean, renovation. It's not called for the Liberian people. People are spending the time.
Thank you. Thank you all for spicing up the. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Let's read the comments. Those of you who have written. Jean McBorough said, "We will help to solve this case because it seems like the police struggling." McBorough has IG. IG means Inspector General. Police officers guiding the building of interest. Lawrence Nodin said Representative Kohler is a person of interest. He said the police so-called report is a bogus one. The police is a party to the conflict. The report from them will not be objective, rather subjective. Josephus Manning said, in the United States, the police can speak for the fire department, yet the police does everything. Mayante say they are doing it to keep Kofa away from the upcoming SONA. Nancy Jordan, right? The 14 years of war, Capitol building didn't burn down, only in a peaceful environment of the country. So scary. Yeah, you're right. You're right. John Coy said, under GMB government, Liberia is going behind day by day. Okay, thank you ever so much. Thank you. So the police investigation is pure political. Too many, you can read too many political sentiment into it. The building, the chairs were assumed they were taken on Tuesday. Assume the chairs were taken on Tuesday. I do not know, so I can't be definitive. But for the argument's sake, let's assume that the chairs were taken on Tuesday. Tuesday, they had a demonstration. The building was upside down. Before Tuesday, it was reported that the chamber was vandalized. Several chairs were damaged. That's what was reported. Later on, Priscilla Cooper came out and said that wasn't true. Instead, the building or the chambers allocation was made for renovation to have it modernized. So no chair was damaged. That's what she said. And then the confusion ensued. It did not degenerate into destruction of properties that you reach the point to safeguard or to protect certain properties in the building. Rather, it was an intellectual exchange. Also, on the day, it's also possible that it was taken from there on the day of the fire outbreak. It's also possible. It's possible it was taken, some people are saying Tuesday. I do not know. I can't say. But assume that the fire was on Wednesday and police allowed people to move in and out. So it could have been taken from there on Wednesday. Apparently, when the fire subsided with fire service and other people going in, water and sewer, what the other company that went in. So when they quelled the fire or they put off the fire, probably they felt that that place was not usable again. They could not use it. So the chairs that weren't burned and probably the fire did not reach the chambers or that identical area where the chairs were. So they took it from there and carried it to City Hall. That could be another thing. You got to look at it that way. But the police, the entire investigation was characterized by flaws. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 9th day of January 2025. Let's keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. We're about to give our 10,000. Play dial star 799 star 100 hash. Put in only $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. This break, and when we come back, we are at the University of Liberia. Dr. Mapayam had a meeting with Mr. President, and Mr. President was more than excited. And we talked that the series, University President.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
That's who he is, one of the world's greatest icons. The man that embodied peace, stability. The man, God first, he second, and keeping Liberia stable. The only man that the international community looks up to get Liberia in a stable, secure environment. The man who wields so much support, power, and influence in Liberia. George Weah. Okay, so let's move now. So you continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We are about to give 10,000 and 10,000 and 10,000 out. If you play fine, I'm about to check the dashboard and see if you And there, if you aren't, your name will not be called. The time is hard. It's going to get harder and harder. Listen, we're not persuading you. We're telling you the truth. If you are stiff-necked, fine. This country is hard. The finance minister told you, he made it clear that the challenges he inherited are gargantuan. Look at the word gargantuan. It simply means very difficult situation to solve. But what did he say? He said with time, it will get better, but he's not promising anybody that is going to get better soon. Meaning, the situation that you're in now, if you have the opportunity of getting $5, get it and manage it well. If somebody gave you $10 Liberian, be happy and manage it well. If you have the opportunity to get 10,000, like King's FM giving you 10,000, do it and get that 10,000, because things going to get harder. Though it will get better, but it will have to get harder and harder before it gets better. So you're seeing it around. The finance minister in Harley. So we're giving you 10,000. We're not begging you. We're not persuading you. We're telling you the reality so that you get money in your pocket. You know what to do. It can help you with emergency. It can help you with a lot more. You just put in $200 Liberian and you have 10,000 Liberian dollars. Our economy is not as tough as other economies around the world. When you have 10,000 Liberian dollars, you can do a lot. It can get you doing a lot more. All you have to do is put in $200 Liberian or $1.50 and get 10,000 from it. That's all. Dial *799 *100# and just put in $200 Liberian or $1.50. Let's move down to the last lap of the show, and then we are out. Well, President Bouakai ended 1 year. 1 year, zero progress. President Joseph Yema Bouakai ended 1 year, zero progress. It is the normal. When you make significant strides, you are excited to share it. And that is on to African presidents, and it's on to everybody. It is required. It may not be a law, but it's cultural, politically, so that the people not only know, but you feel the joy. You look back over your life and say, yes, I took on the assignment, and in a short time, I was able to achieve this, achieve that, and this could serve as an added impetus going into the second year, which the people will trust me further. Yes, it is good. And you, in this country, it is the only country that people honor president. Why they honor the president? They honor the president for progress. Recently, Unity Party did it. They carried Bouakai to the ministerial complex. They honor him. Why they did not honor Bouakai for what he has done? Because they realized that the president scored zero. The president has zero progress from January to December. Nothing. If Bouakai had made significant gains, which all of us in this country will be attesting to, they would have organized a program in December or even in this January to honor him. But nobody is thinking in that direction. And if anybody ever thought in that direction, they would not do it because they know that President Bouakai did absolutely nothing. He scored zero. Now, here is what we call in Liberia draft phase. They are comparing former president, we are first year, with significant gains to Bouakai 12 months, nothing to show. You can sense or see and talk about the sycophants or sycophancy in it. You can come to the conclusion why people do these things or how they flatter presidents. They're comparing, Unity Party people are comparing. They're saying that their first year, they made significant achievements than we are. They said we are first year, he was building houses, he was doing this, he was doing that. Boaka did not do any, assume. But here is Boaka cannot show a single thing in the ground. We agree, let's assume, as per the argument, for the argument's sake, that we was building here and there. Boaka did not build. But Boaka had a full free 1 year to do something significant with all of the support available to him. Nothing. They say we took the country money, he was building his house. Boaka did not take country money to build a house. Boaka has the government money, but Boaka has nothing to show. You see the irony. Boaka did not build condominium, but Boaka took the same country money to modify his house. The money that was spent on Boaka house, more than $1 million or 2 or 3. The president, Daniel Sando, yeah. Listen to Daniel Sando, and I like the response given by the former Finance and Development Planning Minister. Daniel Sando will take to the microphone. These guys, they're very interesting. They're very interesting. He said, our attention is drawn to the ongoing today. He had a news conference. He called a news conference purposely to get on WIA. You see what? I am convinced going forward that some of these guys will not stay at information ministry. Here is the same reason. What these guys were doing at the Ministry of Information during Ellen's time, it's what Pia has brought back. The ministry is more reactionary than policy based, that they can explain the policy of the government. Every little thing about opposition politicians, they pick it up and they're ready to react. That tells you that at information ministry, they ain't get nothing much to say. They ain't get nothing to do. That place is one of the less busy places. I see what the argument in WIA's time was, that ministry should be, some politicians, they argue that ministry should be, what the ministry they said, that it needed to be put on another ministry, they combined, just as Ellen took planning and put it on a finance ministry. That's why it is called Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Because information ministry, they don't get nothing to do there. They said that, let's play. Don't worry, I'm about to call. By the time I finish with this, I'm calling the people for the 10,000. They said that there, nothing much. What kind of ministry? They're just talking whole day. They're not explaining government policy. They're just reacting. And nobody they feel talking about or reacting against than George Weah. So George Weah, when we tell you can believe it, the most popular figure, the most loved person in Liberia. The government likes politicians. They like George Weah. They like to talk about him. The politicians who working for Boaka, they like to talk about Weah. And you know, the more you talk about the person, it means the person important than you, and you elevating the person. Do you know that these guys, they elevate Weah above their very president, their boss man, Joseph Yima Boaka? Do you know that they don't talk about Boaka, they talk about Boaka less and talk about Weah more? You open your eyes, you open your ears. They talk about Weah more, talk about Boaka less. What comes to your mind if you're hearing and seeing these things? They are telling you this is the most significant and popular person. You don't focus on. Attention is not given to the unpopular. Attention is given to the popular. In essence, Boaka's own ministers are saying we are popular than him. Though he's the president. They talk about Boaka less. They talk about we are more. Daniel Sano gave a news conference today. The man was emotional. He was vexed. The name we can worry these people. He said, our attention is drawn to the ongoing debate comparing the SYCDC-led regime first year to that of current government headed by Joseph Boakai. As the spokes entity of the government of Liberia, we would like to clarify that there can be no parallel between this government and the former regime, which embodies a failed legacy riddle with corruption, impunity, and unfulfilled promises. The government of ex-President Weah will be remembered as one of the most controversial and disastrous periods in Liberia's history. He went further, he said it was an era marked by widespread corruption, mysterious killings of professional auditors, an environment of insecurity, the disappearance of 16 billion of our national currency, the failed USD 25 million mop-up exercise, and the profound failure to deliver on the dividends of the democracy. Undoubtedly, the former president Weah left Liberia as a nation divided, disillusioned, and struggling with aftermath of unaddressed injustices. He went further. He said, from the onset of Weah's presidency, allegations of corruption quickly took center stage. High-ranking officials and close allies of former President Weah were implicated in scandals involving embezzlement, bribery, and the misapplication of state resources. In the first year of his government, Weah built 47 condominiums for himself, demolished his property on the street, and rebuilt it in millions, and on and on and on. Now, here, he said, then he came after being rhetorical. He said, in contrast, the Boakai administration has made substantial progress in its first year. You please listen to Deputy Minister Sano flattering his bossman, Joe Boakai. He said he about to name his man's progress. He said, influencing the country's economy, social and political dimensions, and laying the groundwork for future achievements. The man already oh, this guy, you see how these guys they make fun of their man Boakai. The man that the firewall, after talking all the thing about Weah, then he said in contrast means I finished talking about this person, his failures and all the kind of thing. Let me come down to my boss man to tell you the progress, the significant progress. So he started by saying the Boakai-led administration has made substantial, underline that word, substantial progress in its first year. And he started to name influencing the country's economy, social and political dimensions, and laying the groundwork for future achievements. They would think that you're stupid. Then he said, he went to the next one. He said, here is a synopsis of the significant progress of the Boakai administration so far, economic growth. In just 1 year, the Boakai administration has qualified for Liberia's second Millennium Challenge Corporation Compact and achieved macroeconomic stability. It stabilized the economy, lower inflation, and gained growth rate of 5.1% in 2014. In 2024, it initiated effective economic policies to spawn growth and improve living standards. Yeah, God. Yeah, the guys are EMPTY. He said, listen to the rhetoric going on, the rant, rather. I mean, call it rant. These efforts are reasonable because they lead to long-term financial stability and increase public trust in the government. Yeah. Then he says social reforms. The Boakai-led government has taken critical steps to rapidly advance healthcare, education, and social justice. Mr. Mo Ali is doing exceptionally well at LWNC. Running water has been restored to Central Monrovia for the first time in many years, and efforts are on their way to bring running water to rural Liberia. He said institutional reforms. Unlike the Weah administration, the Boakai presidency has strengthened anti-graft institutions because it is committed to transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption measures. This is intended to create a framework for good governance, fostering trust. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. There can be no parallel between the Boakai-led government and the former CDC regime. Absolute nonsense. So what has he said yet? What has he said? So the man is saying the only significant thing the man named that Mo Ali progress. So the only thing United Party, according to Daniel Sano, that achieved significantly that Mo Ali progress. Mo Ali one or two things. Yeah, the water there. Yeah, the city states thing and dirty all over. So the few pipes that Mo Ali rehabilitated, that the progress there. Say micro stability. Why extra? Look around. What do you see? You don't see the fluctuation all over the place. What's the stability? Corruption, widespread corruption all over the place. Mysterious killings all over the place. You don't hear all of these things? So nobody has been killed. Then the government widespread, the first person that started corruption, the first corrupt person, Boakai. Today, that Boakai can give account of all the trips that he's making. Boakai office holding to everything. They are engaging in widespread spending all over the place. Widespread corruption. The whole world knows. Daniel Sano can never ever point to anything tangible. Everything that he said was rhetorical. Listen, you know when he said development, you can point to it. Why did he point to Mo Ali's progress? Because it's available. That few thing is available. Beyond that, did he point to anything that the president did this? In John, we have 1 year. I'm about to go to the former finance development planning minister tour that gave a counter. In 1 year, we're stabilizing, we are putting things in ground. Boakai 1 year rescue the country. Boakai get one thing to show in the ground. One. If Boakai had something in the ground as president in 1 year, Daniel Sano would have highlighted it. The one he highlighted at what they call rhetorical stuff. That your paper thing there. Nothing practical. The only practical one that Mo Ali. They stabilize, they do the influencing the economy. When you have a messy, damning economy on a Boakai. The finance minister regretting why he took on the challenge to come. It's embarrassing to him. They lie, they force Boema Kamara to resign. Yeah, Boema Kamara now, he got a lucrative, renowned position. The man who they say he was sick. Boakai forced the man because Boakai never wanted the man. He forced the man. Then they lied that the man sick. He can't make it. When we saw Boema Kamara at that time moving from one end to another, but because Boema Kamara didn't want to create any situation that would cause a stir, so he accepted it and he left. They forced Boema Kamara out of the government. They speak of fanatical warfare. That's not the first one. They started with Boema Kamara. And y'all hear all the time, Boema Kamara about to release something on this government. You said that more, what do they call the guy? The former Auditor General and the rest of the people who were supporting. Why are they? They turned their back on the government. Your own government, your own people in your government, they admitted that 1 year, Americans said 1 year, 2024 was a wasted year. Boakai got nothing to show. Your own man, DeLong, they lied. They lied Sean in the dark of Bwaka, and the light saw nothing significant. The light was forced to admit that 1 year was a dreadful year. And we can name people within the government. People in the government, we are government. The officials were pointing to achievements. But 1 year, your own people admitting that Bwaka did nothing. With all the money that coming in the country. No disrespect to you, Daniel Sano. We can understand you have to do that. That is what the Ministry of Information has turned itself into, a reactionary institution. Let's go to the former finance minister with his counter. U.S. president, the woman speaking series. Series. How you doing? We get rid of the Liberia, the University of Liberia, and then President Barker. It's a joker. You take one woman, you take a white skin who can preside over your university, you condemn all. You condemn your very institution here. You condemn your academic institution. You condemn the value of your degree. It should be a shame. You condemn your very country education system. You condemn. You place a dent on your higher education. You tell white woman to preside over your university, and you argue that the university law is not specific on nationality. But a caller from the United States yesterday who graduated from the university and has the university charter said that you have to be a graduate of the university before. You sit down in the University of Liberia, you sit down there. You sit down there, you must close more. And you say, oh yeah, we work on the woman. You sit down there. When things start going the other way around, when you call to the radio station and say, we won't come. And you see, we avoided all of you because when the protest came up, you say you're not part of it. When things start getting hard, then you're calling the radio station and say, Andrew, and we want to appear. You know, I say, you're leave it. You leave it. Let me go to 12 there. Let me go to 12. Yeah, that university woman, when I get time for her, the most speaking series in from Bwaka. They see all the better they excited. Let me go to 12. So, yeah, what Tuat said. He said, listen carefully, or as soon as I finish with are opening the line and with giving your 10,000, your 10,000. But continue to play. Continue to play. We have just a few minutes, then we give you 10G. He said, let not your hate for President Weah becloud your economic judgment. Privately, you praise Weah's economics, yet publicly you purport to denigrate it. That dishonesty will not serve us well in this country. Any economist who looks at numbers and data before talking will tell you Rescue UP is no comparator to the CDC as far as the first year performance is concerned. And then he started to catalog. He said, it's best to gauge the two parties along induces of one inheritance, net international reserve, revenue base, debt, economic growth, macroeconomic soundness, and poverty trend, according to the World Bank, and of course, MCC compact eligibility. The same thing he mentioned. But what did Gafwan say? Daniel Sano, come on, take time, man. What did Gafwan say? Gafwan said, I think it was not the United Party government doing, but rather CDC. You see why Bwaka needs to reshuffle that information ministry and put technocrats, their information people who really know how to disseminate? Gafwan said it was not United Party making, but rather CDC, and let the credit be given to CDC. That Millennium Compact Challenge that the 500 million should have come, then Boaka start taking all kinds of decisions, messing things up from a human rights perspective. The people say, sorry, we ain't giving you our money again. You sat down here, you brag, you boast, you put it all over that you coming to get 500 million. What we did not do in 1 year, as per the MCC scorecard, you have done it in 6 years. You have done it in 1 year. In 1 year, the people told you that you did nothing. It is a lie. You're not eligible, and eligibility does not mean money. So we're giving you a dime. Then you put it in as Boaka achievement, as one of Boaka achievement. I can see why you to Boaka and carry him to Sonny Wen to go look at poo-poo water, and you say that Boaka achievement. Yeah, 12 goes further. You got to be careful at that information ministry, man. You're not helping Boaka. You're not helping. We helping the president. We helping our president, Joseph Yema Boaka. You ain't helping the man. So, to I start to catalog, he said, it's best to gauge the two parties along induces of one inheritance, net international reserve, revenue base, debt, economic growth, macroeconomic soundness, and poverty trend according to the World Bank, and of course, the MCC compact eligibility. 2, first-year development performance, number of projects completed, and major policies announced and implemented. 3, and rule of law and democratic deepening. And then he started in his write-out. He said, let's take the metrics and compare the two parties. Inherited from UP 2017, CDC ended 2023. Net international reserve 100 Unity Party, that why CDC inherited 110 million. CDC ended with 240 million. Highest domestic revenue, Unity Party, that CDC inherited 450. CDC ended with 627 million. Domestic debt, 437. Unity Party, CDC, 400 million. International debt, Unity Party, 670 million. Yes, this is okay. UP, that CDC, 1.2. Economic growth, 2.5%. CDC, 4.5%. Inflation, Unity Party, that one year thing I'm talking here, that's 12 cents out. Inflation, 12.4%. CDC, 10.5%. Starting exchange rate, Liberian dollars, 55. LDU, UP, CDC, 130. Exchange rate, ending exchange rate. Under UP, it was 130. We have brought it down to, less than that normal. Where other place he went again? He said percentage falls in US, in Liberian dollars, 136%. We have brought it down to 43%. Poverty trend increasing, all of those. Then he said MCC performance for last year in power, field pass. Development performance. Unity Party has nothing to show in 1 year. On rule of law and democracy, should I leave this blank for you to fill? Even you will agree, we protected the rule of law. When the Supreme Court ruled that President Weah could not fire 10 officials, the president obliged, that means agree. The president obliged and respected the ruling. When the Supreme Court made the same ruling under UP, those 10 officials were dismissed on made-up charges. Today, a Liberian president is being threatened with treason for signing an illegal budget, or he has signed yet, who is going to preside at the SONA? Will the Americans and diplomats sit on a coon? We wait to see. Our democracy, President, we are conceded elections before results were announced or finalized. We will see whether rescue will concede similarly in 2029. And then he goes on, it's too long. All of the achievements, the practical stuff, and all of that time is of the essence. So the two aren't the same. The two people are not the same. There's no way you can compare. There's no way you can say we are, well, in his first year, he did nothing. Bouaka in his first year, he did more than what we are did. It's not possible. Even you go to God, God will tell you, you'll go back. We are did significantly well. Bouaka ain't got nothing to show you. Ask Bouaka. Why Bouaka can come on as president to say, this is what I have done this. We know our country, when a leader does something, the leader himself will tell the people to organize an honoring ceremony or appreciation ceremony. Bouaka is flamboyant as any other person. The only reason why you don't see much of flamboyancy from Bouaka because he has aged. The last time they used to call, they said we was dancing, we had a Bouaka dancer and then. And Bouaka was trying to do the same thing, but his age, his fragility came alive. He wanted to dance the same way the Bouaka dance. You people ain't see it all over the place. But he can do it in a minute or two, he will fall down. Because he ain't really standing good. That our president, you don't no disrespect. He's not in a good bill of health. So what then? Let me get the people money and get to them, man. Let's go to the line while you're having your say and get the people their money. Well, fighting not easy. Yeah, your play, your play. Let's get to the line. Hello. Yeah. Let's do it quick. Don't hold the line. Don't hold the line. Just go straight to the point and get out.
Sir, I'm not holding the line. How you doing?
I'm good. Let's hear you. Just
Mr. Ismail Titi being the person of Nimakari, calling on Bruce. You know that Daniel Sano man down there. That Mrs. Kanga Bear for. Big ass show. Kevin Demi.
My man, just go straight to the point. I don't want history, man. Be talking. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Andrews. Everything good evening to your listening audience. But you see, all of the things Daniel Kano was trying to tell the Liberian people, one time first year and President, we are first year, it cannot be compared. Because all we saw Bouaka first year, if I started killing people from King George. That's some of the achievements. We saw Bouaka in first year, Patrick Woodsy stole money that was given to him to give to refugees that returned to their country. They stole that money. In fact, Bouaka had not been able to deliver on the promises that he made to the people of Liberia in his first year.
Okay. All right, Chief.
To come and start talking nonsense. I think it just started.
Thank you. Let's bring on the women. Hello? Yeah.
The thing I want to say.
Cut off your radio. When you cut off the radio.
Yeah, sorry, my son. I keep hearing people say, George, you have 6 years. The 3 years were Corona time. So he took 3 years. And in that 3 years, he did perfectly well. So there is no way they can compare their president with president we have. Because the first 3 years were Corona, and for him to do what he did, it takes a man to do that. I want to let the people know.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Samuel, and I'm joining you from Broadway. See, let me tell you the truth. Now, shame they put for it. Complete shame. Because when you look at the ratio, Mr. President, our former President George Weah, when you look at the developmental oriented.
My man, you went off. You went off. I didn't cut you off. You went off. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah. How are you?
Good evening. The people are stealing.
Uh-huh.
All of them stealing.
So they will not tell you the right talk. Bwaga sitting to tell you that Bwaga is doing well or not doing well. They will tell me doing well. Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice Thursday. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Peter the Week Council, cover under the street light in Lower Johnsonville. Mr. Sam Andrew is very much comical and very much funny. This is my first time to see.
Real comical. I say real comical.
Absolutely. This is my first time to see door individual. Meaning, Daniel Sano, you can't read that kind of thing to us. You talking about economic growth.
What I would tell that man from over there.
Yeah, you know what economic growth is all about? It's measured in figure. Tell us about your economic growth and where you throw the economic growth from and where it is today. He did not do that. And now he also admitted that they already failed because the only achievement he measure is about Mo Ali.
Yeah.
So how about those that are in a rural area? Did they receive water?
No.
A low-fat county.
He said they will go there.
These guys are complete failure. This year,
okay, Chief, thank you.
1 year.
He said Bwaga achieved more Ali's progress. Bwaga inherited more Ali progress. And what you say? Hello.
Yeah, quickly. Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me appreciate you. This is intellectual Eric from New York Township or intellectual and social forum, New York State.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, no, quickly, let me appreciate you. Put the country above, it sounds laughable. And, just as you said for me, I will not call that many. That does not sound God. I want it from media in the government. The same thing they beat all ministers or from president, we are government, the previous government. The same thing, every radio station you tell to from money to there. The only thing that are doing is to be defending. You are then paid by tax, you are going to do your job. You're not doing, but only defending. There is no way you can compare President, we are first year to President Bwaga first year. No. They start. They glaring. They very street all around here. Two Safi Road, Cloudtown Road. These are things you can see. People can see the thing there. But unless the other one, we can see it. They wouldn't say it in the moment. We can see it. That's a deception. That's for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. And again, they didn't see all those ones. So. You get dropped here. What kind of man so? Yeah. Anyway, the politics now, the man got to defend the late United States dollars. Okay. Let's just this break as quickly as we can, but no. Man, got drop field is we Bwaga better. Well, Bwaga better. He said he corrupted the system. He messed everything up, everything upside down. People can't understand anything, nothing. Can't understand anything. And you say, you are better. Anyway, that's your role. To make fun of Bwaga. Got anything he said, that what you go by. Okay, yeah, man. All right. That's it. That's all the time we've got to be on the show. Thank you ever so much. We're back tomorrow if God permits. The news is on at 6. The news is on at 6, and then at 8 this evening, and Face the Issues with A.B. Weir. You don't want to miss it. Thank you ever so much for being with us. My name is Sam Andrews. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. This is how we go home.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.